Hi everyone, Joe here. Welcome to my Spring Easter House Tour 2019. Very simple this year. Really didn't do too much. Here we see on the front door a wreath with items that I got from the Dollar Tree. The wreath, the wire wreath, some tulips, and the bunny, and some ivy to wrap around that wreath. And I just hung it there and for a welcoming Easter into our home. Here we are in the foyer, and you can see what I did here is I did an Easter tree, and I'll talk a little bit more about that when we get closer. But first, what I'm going to show you is my mother used to do embroidery mending on a machine, and this is an apron that she did a long time ago, and I just stumbled upon it, and it had the lilac and the yellows in it that we used this year for spring and Easter. So I put it on this chair so I can always think of her when I pass by, even though I think of her all the time anyway. But here we are at the table, and we have some fresh flowers and some fake flowers as well. And this beautiful arrangement, well, I think it's beautiful anyway, that I made. I took some branches from the yard, and I got some picks with that lilac kind of a color, and I cut them up and I hot glued them onto the branches. And then I got some more matte kind of eggs that I hung from nylon wire from the branches just using Christmas hooks. And I think it's a really dramatic piece when you walk into the foyer and you see that it's big. You know, the bigger and bolder you go, the more effective it is. When you do something small, it kind of gets lost. So this is a really big piece. I want to say it's at least it goes up 9 feet in the air. So it is very dramatic when you walk in and you see this, and I do see people looking at it, for the few people that have come over so far. And the vase, I put some tulips down on the bottom, and it's sitting on a mirror that I used as a tray. Underneath, what I did is I did like a spring vignette, and I have the grass covered boxes there with a watering can and some baskets, which are always reminiscent of Easter. Here we are in the family room, and I kept it very simple for Easter, but more springy. But here we see these two vessels that I used. I did river rocks with some reindeer moss and those tiny little eggs with some birds. And here in the center, I just have a leaf tray which has a hint of that green color in it and that pale green flowers with a green ribbon. In the hutch on the side, I used this teapot set which has the yellows and the greens, and once again you see glasses here with flowers on them and the green pears, and down on the bottom a little demi-tasse set with the greens and the browns and the beiges that are in this room. Up on top, again, the bird, the green, the plate, you know, it's repeated over and over. And you can even see a lilac terracotta pot back there, which I used to pull in the color from the foyer. Here we're looking at the family room and into the library, and once again, like I've said before, I used a lot of greens in here. The green rug with the flowers, the green toned pillows, the throws, and so on. And it all ties in with that green ottoman that's always there. And I even changed out all the window treatments from the dark brown that we normally have to a minty kind of green. I'm taking a close-up view of the coffee table here. Very simple. That big bowl there with a couple of eggs in it, the magazines, a little garden vessel with garden gloves, of course candy kisses right there, and another terracotta pot with those pale green flowers. Moving over towards the mantle, you see the side tables. I have these green vases that I have, and again the terracotta pots with the pale green flowers upward and cascading down. And then just to remind us in this room that it is Easter, I have this wicker basket that I painted the edges sage green, and I put those eggs in there, and they're ribbon tied eggs. As we look over into the library, oops, I left that drawer open. That wasn't supposed to be open. But anyway, here we see again the reoccurrence of the green, the throw, the pillows, and even the rug, which has leaves on it and a minty green color. Here again, that arrangement of greenish sunflowers, and another view here of the family room looking from this angle out into the foyer. So you can see even that tree. You notice I really like that tree. I keep harping on it. But even that tree is visible from the family room. Up on top of the closets, again, big green plants to welcome spring. Here we are in the dining room. And again, I didn't set the table or anything like that. It's really kind of simple. Over on the sidebar over here, I have 3 baskets, 2 of them up on candle holders and 1 on a cake plate. And you can see close by, I used a little tiny piece of garland, some paper mache eggs, some paper mache birds, and also some tulips. And here we have a bunny with some greenery and just a springy feel. And then the symmetrical view of that. The only thing different is that this bird is more green, the other one is more lilac. On the table itself, I made a runner from a green grass carpet, and here you can see I have different kinds of eggs, some eggs just thrown about, and some on candle holders. I made this topiary here that this bunny is holding on to with eggs up on the top. And I highlighted it with a lot of yellow here, some forsythia, some tulips, and some daffodils. And again, baskets of eggs and so on. Up on top of the china closet, I have a basket of forsythia, a topiary, and some yellow eggs. And over in the corner, just some forsythia in a vessel with a little light underneath it. And even the window treatments here have a slight touch of yellow to pull that all together. Here's a view of the table. So over in the living room, I did this really simple ficus tree. I hung some of these plastic eggs and I filled the bottom with a bunch of eggs. And here we have these two little purses for little girls or little boys, I guess, with a bunny and a chick in it. And I just put some of that hay. Here's a topiary tree. We have one on each side of this fireplace that I always change out whatever's on it for the season. On the mantle itself, this vessel with jelly beans, and I'm using tulips. And notice here I used more of the pink and the lilac again to pull it in with little touches of yellow here and there so that everything has a cohesive look. This mantle is a little bit more whimsical with the stuffed bunnies and the pink hay. Here we have the Easter egg lights wrapped with an ivy to hide that wire. I can't stand when I see wires. I think it looks really unprofessional. Another view of the mantle. This, I think, was my most Joe-like thing I did for Easter. It's kind of full. And if you know me, I like full stuff. Here on the side table, a little duck sitting in a bowl. Hey, Marianne, how you doing? There she is. And on the coffee table, again, simple. I had this bunny, and I used a grass mat runner with some eggs and some various other little, things here and there. So like I said, I kept it really simple this year. For those of you that follow me, I haven't been feeling great. So I didn't want to go crazy. I couldn't go crazy. And I just did a touch of it so that when we look at it, it makes us feel happy. And Marianne always says when she looks in this room, it makes her smile. Okay, everybody, so that's it for this video. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're having a wonderful spring, and happy Easter to everyone. Happy and healthy.